Imagine you're at a party. The music is great, people are having fun, and you spot a girl across the room. She's beautiful, but there's something more about her. Something that catches your attention, but you can't quite pinpoint what it is. Then you start asking yourself, what do I do now? How can I get her attention without being that obvious guy who's trying too hard? Well, let me tell you a secret. The key isn't about being the coolest or the best-looking guy in the room. The key is being the guy who knows what to do effortlessly. A confident, mysterious guy who knows how to act in a simple, natural way. I'm going to explain how you can become that guy, and the best part? Without putting in a ton of effort. First, think about this asterisk. Everyone is used to seeing the same thing all the time. If you walk up and start with the same boring question, like, "Hi, how are you?" What will happen? She already knows the answer, and the conversation dies right there. Now, imagine if you approach differently, with a smile and something curious and unexpected. You could even walk up to her and say, "Did you know people always talk about the same things at parties? Like the weather? But not here. Let's talk about something that actually matters." Suddenly, you've made her stop and think. She's intrigued because you're not like every other guy. And just like that, you've sparked an interesting conversation. But here's the most important part: how you act afterward. High-value men understand that it's not about being perfect, it's about being authentic. And being authentic means being yourself, but in a way that surprises her. It could be something as simple as not constantly telling her how beautiful she is, but showing her that you have a world of things to offer without needing to explain it. When you're mysterious and don't reveal everything about yourself at once, it sparks her desire to know more. After all, nobody enjoys a predictable story. If you're the kind of person who always leaves a little mystery in the air, she'll want to uncover what's behind your smile, your gaze. And you know what else? You don't need her validation all the time. High-value men don't ask, "What do you think about me?" because they already know their worth. They don't need her words to feel good about themselves. They feel good because of who they are. Now, picture this scenario. You're both talking, and you end the conversation naturally, without lingering. You don't stick around, begging for more attention. You say goodbye with a smile and leave her with that feeling of, "I want to know more about him." That leaves a much stronger impact than hanging around trying to win her over. These are the little things that make all the difference when it comes to winning over a woman. It's not about being the perfect guy. It's about being the guy who knows how to carry himself, who isn't afraid to be himself, and who knows how to keep her interest without trying too hard. Now, I'm going to dive deeper into the 10 secrets and how you can apply them in your daily life to attract the woman you want. Let's start with the first one. But before we do, make sure you're already subscribed to the channel. Because in this channel, the upcoming videos will be part of a series of content that will help you improve various aspects of your life. 1. Recognize the humanity of women ***. Imagine you're at a park and see a giant, gleaming marble statue. Everyone around is admiring it, saying, "Wow, this is perfect." But then you get closer and notice a few cracks, tiny imperfections that no one saw from a distance. Now, think of women like that statue. People often put them on pedestals, believing they're flawless and untouchable. But the truth is, deep down, they're just like everyone else. They have bad days, make messes, and sometimes wake up with messy hair and morning breath, just like anyone else. When you understand this, you'll realize there's no need to feel nervous or act like they're from another planet. Instead, treat them like regular people, with strengths and flaws, and remember, nobody is perfect. This mindset will make you feel more confident and less pressured in any conversation. 2. Don't inflate her ego ***. Now, imagine you're blowing up a balloon. At first, it's small and easy to handle. But the more you blow air into it, the bigger it gets, until it slips out of your hands and becomes impossible to control. Replace that balloon with a woman and think of it as her ego. The more compliments and adoration she gets, the bigger the balloon grows, until it feels like she's floating above everyone else. What do confident men do? They hold the balloon steady without overinflating it. They treat people as equals, not acting like fans or sycophants. This doesn't mean being rude or dismissive, but rather showing that you're not just there to impress. For example, imagine you're at a party where everyone is telling a woman, "You're amazing, gorgeous, Perfect. Then you approach her and say something simple and chill like, "Nice to meet you, but what else do you do besides being here?" No exaggerations, no blowing up the balloon too much. You show that she's interesting, but that she also needs to bring more than just her looks to impress you. This keeps things balanced and makes her think, why isn't he trying to impress me like everyone else? That's when the dynamic shifts. Have you heard of this secret before? Did you know this was a thing? Drop a comment if you've experienced this, or if you know someone who has. I'll help you out in the comments. 3. Know when to enter and exit the conversation ***. Think about this. Have you ever watched a magician perform? They do an incredible trick, and before you can ask, how did they do that? They're off the stage. It leaves everyone curious and wanting more. Now imagine if the magician stayed and explained everything or dragged the trick out for hours. It would lose all its charm, right? Talking to someone works the same way. When you're chatting with a girl, the key isn't to stick around all day trying to impress her or revealing everything about yourself. The trick is to step in, say something interesting, listen a bit, and leave at the right moment. For example, imagine you're at a party and see someone intriguing. You walk over, introduce yourself, ask a few questions, and let them talk. Maybe they share something funny or interesting. You laugh, comment a little, but don't linger forever. When it's time to go, you say, "It was really nice meeting you, but I've got to run. Hope we cross paths again." Then you leave with a smile. What happens next? She's left thinking, wow, he didn't cling to me all night, but he was fun to talk to. Who is he? You've become the magician of the conversation, mysterious and captivating. 4. Don't seek validation ***. Imagine you're building a house. This house represents your confidence, and the bricks are the beliefs you hold about yourself. I'm smart, I'm fun, I'm interesting. Now, if you start asking others to bring you bricks like, what do you think of me? Am I good looking? Am I cool? Guess what happens? Your house will never truly be yours because it depends on others to stand strong. Confident men build their house with their own bricks. They know who they are without needing constant reassurance. When they talk to someone, they're not fishing for compliments or trying to win approval. They're just unapologetically themselves. For instance, imagine you're in a group of friends and there's a girl you like there. Instead of asking, "Do you think my hair looks good?" or "Am I good at this?" you simply join the conversation in a relaxed and easygoing way without worrying about looking perfect. Your self-assurance speaks louder than any question. The best part? This makes you even more attractive because people can sense that you don't rely on their validation to feel good about yourself. It's like having a house so solid that even the strongest wind can't knock it down. 5. Cultivate mystery ***. Have you ever watched a movie or read a book so captivating that you couldn't stop wondering what would happen next? Like that one character you can never quite predict? That's what people love, mystery. And guess what? You can be that person too. When you're predictable, it's like a movie everyone has seen dozens of times. She already knows what you'll say, when you'll text, and even what you'll order at the restaurant. But if you're mysterious, you become the film she can't stop watching because she never knows what's coming next. For example, instead of texting her at the same time every day with a generic "Hey, how's it going?" switch things up. One day, call her out of the blue to invite her for coffee. Another time, send her a funny message referencing something you talked about before. Sometimes, be busy and take a little longer to reply. This keeps her guessing. Also, don't reveal everything about yourself right away. If she asks about your job or hobbies, share a little but save some for later. This leaves her curious, thinking, who is he really? What hasn't he told me yet? It's like a series with cliffhangers at the end of every episode. And spoiler, this works. Before we dive into the 6th secret, I noticed you haven't hit the like button on this video yet. It's super important to help YouTube keep promoting our content so we can continue helping you. So, take a moment to like this video. It's free and really helps us out. Thanks. Now, let's keep going. 6. The difference in compliments ***. Imagine you have a favorite toy, but everyone at school keeps saying, "Wow, what an amazing toy. I wish I had one like it." At first, it's nice to hear, but after a while, it gets repetitive and even boring, right? Now imagine someone says, "That toy is cool, but what I really find interesting is how well you take care of it. That's different and special. That's exactly how compliments work with a girl. Many women hear the same compliments all the time. You're beautiful. Your smile is perfect. It starts to lose its impact. A man of value understands that complimenting is an art. He doesn't overdo it or repeat what everyone else says. For example, instead of saying, "You're pretty," he notices something unique, like, "I really admire how you explain things. It's clear you know a lot about it." This kind of compliment makes her think, "Wow, he noticed something special about me." Additionally, he doesn't hand out compliments like candy. He gives one or two genuinely and then moves on with the conversation. This shows he's not desperate to please. He values his words, which makes the compliment mean so much more. And here's the best part. When you compliment someone uniquely and sincerely, it leaves them curious and intrigued because they realize you're different. 7. Knowing how to start and end a conversation ***. Imagine you walk into a party and start talking to someone really interesting. The conversation is going great, but then you realize you've spent so much time talking that you missed the chance to explore other parts of the event. That's why knowing when to leave a conversation is just as important as knowing how to start one. When you're chatting with a girl, there's no need to turn it into a long speech or an endless interview. A confident guy knows how to keep it short, make a good impression, and exit at the right moment, leaving her wanting to talk to him more later. For example, you casually introduce yourself and ask a few interesting questions like, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" Or "What's the coolest thing that happened to you this week?" Let her talk about herself. People love that. Here's the trick. Don't let the conversation drag on until it becomes dull. Before it feels like you've run out of things to say, end it with something light, like, "It was great meeting you. Her name? I'm going to grab a drink, but we'll talk later." This strategic exit puts you in control of the interaction and adds a touch of mystery. Plus, it shows that you value your time and aren't desperate to stay there forever. In the end, she'll remember you as the guy who made the conversation fun and engaging and might even wonder, "Will I get to talk to him again? Have you heard of this secret before? Did you know this was a thing?" Share in the comments if you've ever experienced something like this or know someone who has. I'll be there to help out in the comments. 8. Never seek validation ***. Have you noticed how some people constantly ask, "Do you think I look good? How do I look?" It's pretty common, but when it's excessive, it's not attractive, right? A man of value knows his worth, so he doesn't need to keep asking if others think he's cool or handsome. He already knows who he is, and that makes him more secure and confident. Imagine you're getting ready to go out with a friend. Instead of asking, "Do you think I look okay? What do you think of my outfit?" you simply dress in a way that represents you without worrying about others' opinions. This mindset works with women too. When a high-value guy approaches a girl, he doesn't need to ask, "Do you think I'm attractive? Am I impressing you?" He already knows his worth and feels confident. This doesn't mean he's arrogant. It just means he doesn't need anyone's approval. This confidence is incredibly attractive because no one likes being around someone who constantly seeks validation. When you're self-assured and don't rely on others to feel good about yourself, people are naturally drawn to you because they see you're comfortable in your own skin. Additionally, never fish for compliments. It often comes across as a desperate attempt to gain approval. Just be yourself, and the right person will be genuinely drawn to you. 9. Mystery is a great ally ***. You know that moment when you meet someone new and immediately learn everything about their life? Where they work, what they do, what they like to eat, all at once. This kind of conversation can be interesting at first, but quickly becomes predictable and dull. Now, imagine the opposite. You meet someone and gradually discover more about them, keeping a bit of mystery alive. That's much more attractive. High-value men understand this. They don't reveal everything about themselves all at once. They know that mystery creates intriguing tension and makes the other person curious. This doesn't mean they're trying to deceive or be dishonest, but rather that they're keeping the discovery game alive, creating a sense of, "I don't know everything about you yet." For instance, if you're talking to a girl, you don't need to lay out all your future plans right away. Keep a little suspense. If she asks about your job, you can answer in an intriguing way like, "Oh, I do something I really love." I'll tell you more about it when we get to know each other better. This kind of attitude keeps things light and makes the other person want to know more, creating natural attraction. When you're predictable, you lose the chance to maintain her curiosity, and she might quickly get bored. But when you're mysterious and leave her wanting more, she'll feel drawn to your unique way of being. The best part is that this mystery doesn't need to feel forced. It's simply about not revealing everything right away and letting things unfold naturally over time. 10. Don't be predictable ***. Imagine you have a friend who always sends you a message at the same time, saying the exact same thing. Hey, how are you? They never change the message, never do anything different. Over time, it becomes, well, boring, doesn't it? Now, imagine another friend who sometimes texts at different times with a fun question or something unexpected. This second friend, who breaks the routine and brings something fresh, is way more interesting, right? This is the key to mystery and attraction, not being predictable. When you always send the same message or do the same thing, it's easy for the other person to guess how you'll react. But when you have a more unpredictable attitude, the other person feels curious and is drawn to your unique energy. For example, if you're dating a girl and always suggest the same activities, like going to the movies or having dinner at a restaurant, it can start to feel repetitive. But if you occasionally surprise her with something different, like an outdoor adventure or suggesting a unique and interesting restaurant, it keeps the experience exciting and fun. The key here is balance. Don't be so unpredictable that you confuse the person, but don't be so predictable that they know exactly what's coming next. This keeps things exciting and creates a sense of anticipation, which is one of the most attractive things for anyone. Being unpredictable, but in a smart way, is one of the greatest tricks of high-value men. They know that attraction doesn't happen through predictability, but through the ability to surprise, even in small ways. So, folks, we've reached the end. Before you go out and apply everything you've learned, let me leave you with one last, super important tip. Pay attention to the words you use. As I mentioned throughout this video, the title is How to Attract a Woman with Simplicity and Confidence, and all of this depends on using the right words at the right moment. Words have power. They can make you seem like the most interesting person in the world, or they can ruin any chance of connecting with someone. And it's not about being a poetic master. Sometimes it's just knowing when to be direct, when to be mysterious, or even when to stay quiet and let the conversation flow naturally. So next time you're talking to a girl, remember, every word counts. You don't need to force anything, and you don't need to be a great storyteller. Just make sure that what you say has a purpose. Be simple, be confident, but most importantly, be authentic. And remember, confidence doesn't come from saying everything on your mind, but from knowing what to say and what to hold back. It's a balancing act. So practice, observe, and over time, you'll realize it's easier than it seems. If you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more tips that will transform the way you connect with people. See you next time, and good luck with your conversations.